Excited for the year ahead of us. Before we proceed with the induction, I would like to introduce our phenomenal guest speaker for tonight. He is the Director of Project Humanities at ASU and has worked directly with Rho Kappa, allowing us to expand our reach in our community and allowing us to really dig deeper in society and serving. I've attended some of the events he has held in Phoenix, and each time I leave knowing something new and insightful, and I feel that I've connected more to my community by going to these events. We are so grateful to have him here tonight, and would you please join me in welcoming Dr. Neil Lester.
That was no time to get ready for that. Okay, it's like start the program, start talking to get me out of the way. Well, thanks for inviting me back. But I need your help though. And Dinah's dead. And Dinah's dead. Okay, I need your help. Okay, I'm going to say, and Dinah's dead, and I want you to say, well, how did she die? And I'm going to tell you how she died, and then I want you to imitate what I'm doing. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then I'm going to tell you that Aunt Dinah's living, and I'll tell you how she lived. But I need your help. You got it? So we're going to be thespians for the next few moments. And it demonstrates what I'm going to talk about in the next few moments with you as inductees of this wonderful organization. So you got it? Aunt Dinah's dead.
How did she die?
Okay, let's do it this way. Well, how did she die? Let's get a little rhythm to it. Put some swag in it. Okay? And Dinah's dead.
But how did she die?
Oh, she died like this. Let's do that again. So you gotta put your whole body into this. And Dinah's dead.
But how did she die?
She died like this. And Dinah's dead.
How did she die?
Oh, she died like this.
Like this.
And Dinah's dead.
How did she die?
Oh, she died like this.
Like this.
And Dinah's living. Oh, she lived in the country, gonna move out of town. She's gonna shake until the sun goes down. To the front, to the back, to the side, to the front, to the back, to the side. Thank you. You know what you just did? You just demonstrated the power of collaboration. We together just communicated and created a community. And that's what I want to talk about tonight for the next 5 minutes, is the power of creation and collaboration. That, for those who don't know, is an African-American childhood play song that's really not about celebrating the death of a human being. So nobody's celebrating, this is not New Orleans where you're celebrating the death of Aunt Dinah. But Aunt Dinah could be anybody. It could be Uncle Jerry's dead. Oh, he died like this. Okay. Or it could be Brother Stanley's dead. Oh, he died like this. It's a piece that comes together to demonstrate the unity of purpose among a caller and you as responders. It is about movement. It's about community at this very moment. Now, students, on this occasion of your induction into this esteemed honors organization, be reminded that your success, both past, present, and future, is unquestionably a collaboration with your friends, with your family, with your parents, your siblings, your teachers, and all who have supported, encouraged, fed, chauffeured, clothed, chastised, financed, and challenged you. As a professor of literature, as a scholar, as a servant leader, I choose to see humanities and humanist perspectives and collaboration as the hallmark of any success across disciplines, across communities, across generations. I'm convinced that our stories, like Aunt Dinah's death and how she died, in this instance, connect us to others and document our lives and our experiences. We actually couldn't exist without stories. It sustains, It defines us. Author Toni Morrison says that narrative is radical, creating us even at the time that it is being created. Now, you and I, in the first 5 minutes of this, created a story tonight. We didn't have to read it. We willingly, some of us, accepted the task and the challenge of not just saying it, but performing it. That's the power of creation. That's the power of collaboration. And it doesn't matter that we didn't create the original, because it's folklore, so I don't know where it came, but you know what's original? It's what we just did. Nobody else can do what we just did. That's the success of collaboration, of community. Now, my former colleague, who is now deceased, G. Lynn Nelson, in his book called Writing and Being, he said this about the power of story. He says, tell me a story, a small story, a true story, or as true as you can tell it, a story from your heart, a story from your life. Tell me of a time that you lost something, your way, your heart, your mind, your mother or father, your way in the world. Or tell me about a small joy that you had today. Tell me a story, and your telling it will change you, and your telling it will change me. And together, such stories will move us closer to the light. Storytelling, story hearing is about collaboration. And keep in mind that we as humans were creating, telling, and hearing stories long before we were able to write and read them. This is the power of literacy, the ability to read and write, the ability to read and write beyond what is on a page. But that ability to read and write is indeed an act of collaboration. You didn't pop out of the womb telling stories. You didn't pop out of the womb reading and writing. You too, if you can read and write, have benefited from collaboration. Now, I could not have done the opening demonstration without you successfully. I could have tried to do both of the parts, but not successfully. I could not create our university award-winning initiative, Project Humanities over here, talk to the hand, without a team of creative students, of colleagues, and staff. Our Project Humanities programming throughout the year could not exist successfully without people coming to the programs to do three things: to talk, to listen, and to connect. Here's a story, my personal testimonial about the power of collaboration. Project Humanities could not witness the ripple effect of our now 4-year-old Saturday service outreach to 150 to 200 adults in downtown Phoenix experiencing homelessness without volunteers. Volunteers from this organization, volunteers sitting here as this executive panel, and their parents and their friends and their teachers who come down and assist every other Saturday morning from 6:30 to 8:30 with the distribution of gently used clothes, shoes, and toiletries. Although I had the idea and try to facilitate it, I can't do it by myself. In fact, I don't know anything that any one of us can do by ourselves. Think about that for a moment. And we would have nothing to distribute if it weren't for the kindness and generosity of those who put the donations together, or say, I've cleaned out my closet, or someone has died, can you take those clothes? All right? I know well that successful collaboration is not without its challenges. I am not naive about that. Collaboration involves people, and people do not always collaborate willingly, peacefully, or effectively. You know what else? People and communities and families and partners do not always talk, listen, and connect. But collaboration is ultimately about relationships. It's about risk-taking. It's about vulnerability. It's about our individual and our shared humanity. What we at Project Humanities call Humanity 101, that toolbox over there of strategies and events that celebrate these 7 principles: respect and integrity and empathy and forgiveness, kindness, compassion, and that foundation there, self-reflection. What makes any and all collaboration work is our individual humility and courage to acknowledge that our success is a result of getting the support of others and lending our support to others. Our success is hereby what we call being this thing called life, trying to make sense of it, and getting our cues from each other, and having other people take what we're doing to get the cues to make sense of what's happening in their lives. Back to our performance. How did we perform? Why did we perform? What risk did we individually have to take in performing? What risk did you personally have to take in helping me? What desired end did our mutual participation create? And was there any discovery in the process of doing that? Did you learn something? Did you learn something about yourself? Did you learn something about me? Our performance modeled community making, however temporary, based on one set of desired goals, based on a willingness to engage in a new way of experiencing the world. No one knew when you came in that I was going to ask you to do anything except sit there. And thank you for participating. Sure, I could do this performance with another group, and you could do it with another caller, but this exact performance that we just did was only created by us and cannot be duplicated. That is power, and that is success. With my 30 plus years of living and teaching and studying and trying to be awake and woke and aware in the world, it's taught me that we are really more connected than we are disconnected. I called, and most of you responded. Ours is a shared, successful collaboration. Look at what you and I created together, and only because we did it together tonight. I now understand what big award show recipients do when they're thanking everybody and their sister and brother when accepting awards. Success really is a collaboration. And as my former colleague, author Melissa Pritchard, reminded me when she was about to accept a university award some years ago, she says, "So many step up to help in anyone's success that it feels false to claim an achievement as solely one's own." The bootstrap theory of success, then, from my perspective, is far more complicated and nuanced than many realize and admit. After all, nobody really is an island, and just to be clear, I am not suggesting that we can't or don't work independently. Just know that beneath our independence are a whole lot of folks cheering us on, supporting us, guiding us, and sustaining us. And as you take flight, as you are tonight doing symbolically via this induction ceremony, those around you are indeed the wind beneath your wings. My communications with former Rho Kappa President Andrew Basha, and now with your new Rho Kappa leadership with Abby and Wesley, remind me that our respective organizations, ASU Project Humanities and Rho Kappa, have much in common as we both strive toward a greater good in our world, our communities, and in our neighborhoods. As we individually and collectively, and I'm quoting here, promote acceptance, civil discourse, civic engagement, and encourage strong character values. Our civic and community engagement includes more than the involvement in the political process, though. It also includes how we as individuals participate in a life and a community, and how we come together in a public purpose that is not solely self-serving. Let's continue to create. Let's continue to create our story of success. And let's continue to create our story of collaboration, shall we? I thank your Rho Kappa executive team for inviting me a second time to come and talk to you and to be part of this special ceremony, and I congratulate all of those who are about to be inducted tonight. Thank you.